Nation, our story. Raider Nation, our story. That's right. And I'm with Spicy Girl and that Mother Moon. La Familia. Nice Door and a Quiet Q. Super Hood. Omar. On the grill. And the B-Lot. Three amigos. Four brothers. Mr. Nicely Seasoned. With some mariachis without Senor Raider. Representing just like the beginning Oakland Raiders. Darlene and the Raider home.
What about
Little Chucky Gruded, my boss.
Black Eyes.
We're tailgaters. And it began on an autumn day. Right here in the OAK. California dreaming in that golden state. Alameda County right here in the Bay. And you could find me on that east side, yo. Representing that east side, oh. But no matter what, we represent the shield. Just like Anna in the band club Emeryville. Dedicated to the nation. Our story, our story. Dedicated to the nation. Our story, our story. Dedicated to the nation. Our story, our story. Raider Nation. Our story, our story. Yo, representing silver and the black, Mr. Matter of Fact, yo, is here. Without showing any pity, from Oakland to Los Angeles to Vegas, all the way to Mexico City. And I represent that nation. Our story, our story. Yes, I represent the nation. Our story, our story. Yes, I represent that nation. Our story. Raider Nation, our story. Right. Yo, this is my story and I represent it with the pride and the poise. Commitment to that excellence I represent with noise. This is how I do it, the silver and the black. And I come into the track and I represent it, matter of fact. And I'm cruising around with Hollywood Raider all around the town. And I just found out Raider Savage on the interstate. Raider de la Baja, yeah, orale. So get over here, cause we representing now. And that I don't win as a favorite. They gotta win as a breeze. They gotta win as a race. Dedicated to the nation. Our story, our story. Dedicated to the nation. Our story, our story. Dedicated to the nation. Our story, our story. Raider Nation. Our story, our story. Yo, representing silver and the black, Mr. Matter of Fact, yo, is here. Without showing any pity, from Oakland to Los Angeles to Vegas, all the way to Mexico City. And I represent that nation. Our story. Yes, I represent the nation. Our story. Yes, I represent that nation. Our story. Raider Nation. That's right, Mr. Matter of Fact is here.
That's right, Mr. Matter of Fact. Woo! Welcome to Our Story. This is our Week 14 pregame show, Colts vs. Raiders. I'm your host, Spicy Raider Girl, and I'm here with Mother Moon backstage. What's up, Mother Moon?
Raiders, let's get this done.
Let's get this done. That's right. Again, that was our new theme song, Our Story, by Mr. Matter of Fact. Mr. Matter of Fact, thank you so much for that theme song. It's available for purchase on iTunes and available for streaming on Spotify, Amazon Music, Tidal, and all other streaming outlets. So make sure to check that out. It's also on YouTube. It's everywhere. We everywhere. Show we international.
He's joining us this morning.
He is. Thanks for being here, Mr. Matter of Fact. So, yes, let's get right into it. We have a lot to talk about today. The Raiders are in the hunt. I feel like we find the Raiders kind of in this position all the time. So they're playing the Colts and Phillip Rivers. I like to call him Phillip, Gomer, Goober, Pyle, Crimea Rivers. Yeah, that's it. That pretty much works it out. You know, I got to hate on him a little bit because he is a nemesis on a different team now. But let's go over a little bit of stats. Phillip Rivers' career stats in Oakland, 9-4 win-loss record, 24 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. That's almost 50%. So we're hoping he throws a couple pick sixes today at least. Rivers' last game against the Raiders was in Oakland, November 7th. I believe that was Thursday Night Football. That was the last Thursday night primetime game the Raiders had? I don't remember exactly, but I do remember that game. The Raiders squeaked it out for a 26-24 victory against Rivers. My prediction today, I think the Raiders are going to win 34-30. I'm not sure what the line is, but we are having a special guest come on, Nevada Nick. He'll be on very soon. He's going to give us his insight on today's game. and also kind of go over the spread. I should start betting. I think I'm almost confident.
saying that.
I'm
You
almost
keep-
confident enough to go. I think my first bet's going to be December 26th in Vegas. Well, besides, I shouldn't say my first bet. I've been on the Raiders before, but I usually just walk up and be like, here's $20, win. And I have no knowledge of anything beyond that. So in that game, though, Rivers did not perform well. Rivers was 17 for 31, 2 touchdowns. He did have 2 touchdowns, but he had 3 interceptions. Eric Harris had 2 of those interceptions, and one of them he did go back for a pick 6. So before we bring in our special guest, I want to welcome some of our viewers: Demon Child, Oakland, Raiders Savage, Patrick, Omar, and of course, Mr. Matter of Fact. I know there's some other people in here. If you haven't commented, what's up to y'all also? But also, hey Q, I see you. Give us your predictions. What do you think the score will be today? I'm sure as Raider fans, everyone thinks the Raiders are going to win, right? Am I right in saying that?
Oh, that's right.
So let me know what you think the score is going to be. And without further ado, I am going to bring in my very special guest here, Nevada Nick. Hey, what's up, Nevada Nick? Good morning or good afternoon, because you're coming from the East Coast.
It's good afternoon for me.
So give us your
Afternoon.
insight. I love chatting with you about football. You're so knowledgeable on
Right.
everything. I was joking earlier that I think you know every player that's ever suited up.
It's a tough game. It really is. And first of all, you mentioned the line. So the Colts are favored. They're favored by 2.5 points. So basically, if they win by a field goal, they cover. Some, sports books are different. Some have it as a field goal. But like I said, this is a tough game. It's a coin flip game, in my opinion. And to be honest with you, when I do like the eye test and I look at all the numbers,
Yeah.
just being honest, I would say Colts. I would. But I have a feeling after the last 2 weeks and the 2 dumpster fires the Raiders
Boy.
put on the field, and a lot of times in football and in gambling, when everybody's zigging, you have to zag, because that's just the NFL is so unpredictable. And I just have a feeling that the Raiders are going to come out today and play a good game, and I actually have them winning as well. I'm going to go Raiders 27-23.
Okay. All right. So I woke up with anxiety this morning because I mean I have been going back and forth with my prediction and every piece of news I get on the Raiders injury report or a stat or anything I hear, my anxiety level keeps going up. So I'm excited for this. Maybe it's excitement. I don't know. I'm excited
Right.
for this game to play out and see what happens. I'm glad that the Raiders are playing at home this week. Not that there's really a home field advantage in football, I don't think, especially not in Vegas, because there's no fans, and really even in Atlanta, where there were fans in the stands and it was mostly Raider fans. There were so few people allowed inside the stadium. Even though we were screaming, I felt like we weren't heard. So, there's really not a home field advantage. However, there's no travel this week for the Raiders. So
Right.
I think that is an advantage after them having to travel the East Coast twice in consecutive weeks.
Especially when you have a Thursday game coming up too. You play tonight. If you were on the road and had to fly back and get in late, and you're going to bed late, and look, you're going to have to work tomorrow because you got a short week. So it does favor them in that sense too. You had mentioned Phillip Rivers, and the one thing with him, I'm not a big Phillip Rivers fan. I don't think he can play much anymore. I know, obviously, this year it's been a little bit better because the Colts do protect him. In LA and San Diego, last 2 years he got sacked 34 and 32 times. This year with the Colts, he's only been sacked 13 times. So they do protect him better. But from playing Rivers, you want to get pressure on him because he will just put the ball in the air and put an interception out there. So it is important to get pressure on him.
Definitely. I agree with that. I feel like the pressure will come. I mean, the Raiders had good success last week against the Jets, getting pressure. As we know, 2 strip sacks. I'm hoping Mad Max can get a couple sacks this week. I think that part of the defense is really gonna come through, and it almost has to. I feel
Yeah.
like, well, I'll let you talk about what you think the keys to victory are, but
Right.
I think that's a huge one, and like you said, this is a huge game. The Raiders are in the hunt; they're outside the bubble. They're the 8th seed. The Colts are the 7th seed. So it's not mathematically speaking, but I almost feel like the entire season is on the line today.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's an important game, and you're getting into the last quarter here, last 4 games of the season, and
Crazy to believe that, by the way.
and look, I said a month ago, and I still believe it. That game, December 26th, is going to be. I mean, and look, every game's important in these
Right.
last 4. We know it, but that might be the game. And then, obviously you're going to have to play the next week and play that. Trust me, those games are the ones everybody overlooks. But it's a divisional opponent on the road. Week 17, you can't overlook them either. And just like the Chargers here, you got 2 huge games with the Colts and the Dolphins, and the Chargers sandwiched in the middle, and they can kind of be that trap game in the middle and come. I mean, look at last game. It went down to the last play, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happened again Thursday.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's writing off the Chargers. I certainly am not. I think these last 4 games are nothing is guaranteed. I think honestly either team could win any of the last 4 games. So we got to start with this one, of course. I know a lot of people are already looking ahead to the Miami game, but I mean I think that's looking too far ahead, because we can't, like you said, you can't forget about the Chargers. I think they're a little better than their record proves.
Yeah, I mean, look, they've had a ton of games they've blown where they had big leads. Look, their defense has issues, no doubt about it. But their offense, I know everybody's looking at that 45-0 loss to the Patriots, but look, not many rookie QBs have success against Belichick. So that's just one game, and from the Falcons game,
not many QBs have success against Belichick.
But from the Falcons game, every year, a team's going to have that game you just want to forget about, where he just didn't come out to play, nothing went right, turnovers, and look, luckily they just got away with. Thank God that played the Ruggs last week, or else it'd be a whole different story this week.
Definitely, yes. I was I'm going to try to forget about that one and think ahead, because that I can't take another one of those.
Well, like for me, I had them in all these teases, minus 2 points.
Right.
And then I also had them in my suicide pool, which is thousands of dollars, and there's 6 teams left. So I thought I lost my suicide pool, and I thought it was over, and I was all upset, and I'm like, never again with the Raiders.
Right.
And
so do you still feel that way, even though they pulled it out, or was it too close?
No, that did flip to the, they came through. So ultimately, look, and like I said, a lot of the numbers and trends I'm just going to be honest, aren't good for the Raiders. Like I had said, they've given up 24 or more points in 10 of 12 games. I mean, you can't give up points like that. And if you look at their 5 losses, the Raiders, they gave up 36, 30, 45, 35, and 43. Not going to win many games that you give up that many points.
Yeah, the Raiders are proving that they have to score 30 points to win a football game, and that's a lot of points. That's a lot of points for a defense to give up.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of what I based my 34-3 prediction on.
Well, and you'd be surprised. I think a lot of people look at the Colts and say, "Oh, they're a top 10 defense. They're a really good defense." They've actually outscored the Raiders by 5 points. They have 328 points on the year. Raiders have 323, and Raiders have actually been outscored, even though they're 7-5. They've been outscored by their opponents.
Yeah, that's crazy. If you look at some of the stats, especially with Derek Carr, and not know what their record is, I think it would be hard to believe. I think that they are at 7-5 with those types of numbers. I mean, Carr is having a career season, and they're just hovering around 500 basically. Yeah. So,
and what's so surprising of that too is, like you say 7-5, but then when you see that they beat the Chiefs once and they beat the Saints earlier in the year, which most people thought were going to be losses. But then you have, obviously the Falcons game, and now that Patriots loss, that Bills loss, that doesn't bother me. Bills are a good team, but the Patriots loss and the Falcons loss, you kind of got to circle and wonder if that, in the end could cost you a playoff spot.
Yeah, definitely. I'd like before the Atlanta game, I was saying I'd definitely like to have that Patriots loss back, but obviously at this point, that the Atlanta one was
Yeah.
huge.
Well,
Um,
and that's one thing the Raiders haven't been good with either when I look at the stats. So they played top 10 defenses twice, and that was the Patriots and the Bucks. And, those two games didn't turn out well. So, they need to come out to play. And they can't have the start they've had the last 2 weeks, obviously. You just don't want to play from behind, especially against the Colts, because then the Colts tend to settle in and run the football
Right.
and play defense. You want to you want to have a good start today.
Definitely. I'm like I bite my nails the first about 6 minutes of the game, and people give me so much crap, if you will, about me overreacting the first 6 minutes of the game, but I just feel like that sets the pace for the entire game, and the Raiders don't really make adjustments well, and so if it kind of starts to go awry immediately, like I start to get a little nervous about the outcome.
Yeah, no, I get it. Trust me, being an Eagles fan, I know we have a Super Bowl, but that was only 3 years ago. My whole life, all I knew was
Hey,
disappointment.
we have Super Bowls.
Yeah, well, I was one the last time you guys won the Super Bowl.
Well, I didn't say it was recent, but
Yeah.
I know a Chiefs fan was making fun of me because I was, of course I have to talk mesh to the Chiefs fans. And he was like, excuse me, Super Bowl, where's yours? I'm like, which one? Okay. I don't care how long ago it was.
Yeah, well, that's where, like Coach has me. I'll bring up the Eagles in the most recent winner, but the Giants have multiple. The Eagles don't. So, and the Raiders, they have multiple, and the Raiders did beat the Eagles too in the Super Bowl. So you have that over us too.
This is true. So yes, Demon Child, I think is rubbing that in just a little bit here. We beat your Eagles, didn't we? I'm not sure if he was really questioning that or if that's snarky. I'm going to take that as snarky just for fun.
Yeah, you did. You did.
Yes.
Chiefs
So
scored a touchdown. Sorry.
Oh no, no. Wait, I was trying to keep an eye on that, but what? So what is it? 21-10. Okay.
Yep.
You know what? I'm so programmed to not be excited about that. I forgot who I was rooting for.
But I know.
So, yeah, I was
gonna say that's good for you.
Right. Yes.
Like,
We can talk about that a little bit because initially I'm like, oh no, they scored. Yes, but it's hard to root for them. Like I just forgot. Like it makes me throw up in my mouth just a little bit, cheering for them. But yeah, I mean, the Chiefs have already clinched a spot, obviously.
Right.
They're in the playoffs. The Raiders and the Dolphins are one of the two of the teams that are kind of going to be on that bubble. And at this point, we need the Dolphins to lose.
Yeah.
I think that's obvious. I think as Raider fans, everyone knows that. I think the game that we're a little torn or split, I should say, as Raider fans is the Browns Ravens game. Now, I kind of have my own opinions on that, but what do you think? What's your insight on that one?
That's a great question because if the Ravens win, the Browns, and let's say the Raiders win, you're only one game behind them, and if you can reach them, you get the tiebreaker. But the Ravens are also behind you. You know what I mean? So it's a catch-22, and the Ravens, honestly, it's a real tough one because the Ravens have an easy schedule down the stretch. I have it right here. So Ravens play the Browns, but then after that, it's Jags at home, Giants at home, at Bengals, all winnable games. So, if they run out, they're 11-5. So obviously the Raiders would need to match that. So I would almost kind of tend to root for the Ravens because if the Browns lose, they're then 9-4. Like, the Browns schedule, they have the Ravens at the Giants, then at the Jets, but then the Steelers. So Giants are playing well. They could lose a couple games in there. And if you can catch up to the Browns, obviously with equal records, the tiebreaker goes to the Raiders because of your head-to-head victory.
Right. Okay, that's great insight because for me, I'm thinking I want the Browns to lose and hoping that the Ravens fail in the future so that the Raiders can keep climbing.
Right.
That's my initial thought. But I mean, I guess it makes more sense your way. I'm kind of like all or nothing. I'm like, I just want, I know it's like, let's knock the Ravens out. And so they're irrelevant and kind of pick here. I'm kind of just like, how high can they get a little bit? Can the Raiders get? And I think it would depend on matchups a little bit too. Of course, the Raiders want We want the Raiders to make the playoffs, but then all of these little equations are obviously going to amount to who the Raiders will play in the playoffs, which I think,
Right.
which is obviously huge as well.
Yeah, no, and that's it's so hard to tell now because there's going to be so much jockeying. As of right now, the Chiefs are the 2 seed. The Steelers have the 1 seed. So if they went in with the 7 seed, it'd be boom. You play the Chiefs in the first round, which look, it's a tough game.
Knock them out.
But no, right? The Raiders have given the Chiefs fits this year. There's no doubt about it. There is not a team that has laid more film out for other teams to look at how to play the Chiefs than the Raiders.
Right. Yeah. So we'll see how that plays out. I don't want to look too far ahead and focus at the task at hand, if you will, and hopefully that the Raiders can pull it out today. Did you want to mention anything else, or should we open the line to callers while we talk a little?
Do you mind if I do my keys to victory real quick? I do have that.
Sorry.
Yeah. All right, sorry.
Obviously. Hello. No, I knew there was something. No, that's important. I'm actually waiting for that.
So I wrote down 5 keys to victory for the Raiders, obviously. And the first one is going to be run the football with Josh Jacobs. When he runs the ball and has success, they're just a better team. And also, you control the clock then, too. You control time of possession. You're not asking as much of the defense. So if you can win the time of possession 35 minutes, 25 minutes, 34, 26, whatever, that's beneficial to that defense because we all know that's the weak part of the Raiders. So running the football, controlling the clock, and then also it makes Derek Carr better because there's not as much pressure on him, and then he has the play action and the rollouts as well. So that's going to be number 1 for me is to obviously run the ball with Josh Jacobs and Devontae Booker. Number 2, no turnovers. In these kind of games, you can't have bad turnovers. Winning the turnover differential is huge. So you can't have any of your Derek Carr fumbles or the interception last week wasn't his fault. That was more, he could have put a better ball to Ruggs, but that was more to me on Ruggs than it was on Carr.
I would agree with that. And I would say if I could just add to that too, not necessarily a turnover, but the Raiders can't drop passes and make kind of the silly mistakes that I feel like they've made in the past. But I agree with you with the Ruggs play.
Chiefs just went up 28-0. That's how quick the Chiefs can just start piling them on. So not 28-10, excuse me. But now they're up 18 on the Dolphins.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, yeah, to say it's good because then the Dolphins will obviously be 8-5, and I don't know if them and the Raiders are tied where it falls, but obviously that'll be figured out December 26th in their head-to-head game. So my third key is obviously I mentioned before, pressure Rivers. I mean, put pressure on him. Force him into make bad decisions. Because Rivers he's very slow. He can't move around the pocket. He's like a statue back there. And if you can put pressure on him, he will put one up and possibly throw an interception. Or not many fumbles this year, only 1, and he didn't lose it. So, but you can try to force him into an interception, and that's always good to get turnovers on defense. And then the fourth is going to be, obviously, they need to contain the run. You can't let the Colts run the ball all over you. That's just, if you let the Colts run the ball for over 100 yards, they're 7-1 when they run for 100 yards, 1-3 when they're under 100 yards. So you really want to contain that rushing game. And then my last key is going to be, I think the Raiders need to hold them to around 20 points. I don't want to, you don't want to because the Colts, when I had it written down. Sorry, when the Colts score 24 or more, I believe they're 6-2. So when they score points, they win. So you want to 7-1. So I had that wrong. They're 7-1 when scoring 24 or more points because of that good defense. So if you're the Raiders, you want to hold them to. You don't want to have one of those 30-point games where you're giving up 30 points and you're putting all that pressure to score 31, 35 points on a top 10 defense like the Colts are.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for those, Nick. I think those are all great points, and let's hope. As you were saying them all, I had all of these visions dancing through my head, and not the good Christmas side. Some of them, it was just like, I don't know why I'm so like on pins and needles. I think it is just because I feel like the season is on the line today.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. We are going to open the line to callers here. So call in if you want to be part of the show. The number is on the screen. But just in case you can't see it, and you're listening, it's 510-394-4409. And while we wait for some callers to call in, do you want to touch on a little college football
Yeah.
kind of notable games from yesterday?
Sure. You would mentioned USC obviously had a big comeback win last night. I didn't see it, but you said it was pretty. Did you watch the game?
Yeah, I did. It was pretty incredible. I think they were down by 13 early on, and then we have a caller already. They were down by 13 early on. They came back to win really within the last minute of the game. They had a punt return to take them immediately into UCL or UC. Was it a punt? No, I think it was after the score. Anyway, he ran it back to be in UCLA territory, and then they scored from there. So yeah, that was a huge game. Army beats Navy yesterday as well. I don't know if you saw any of that. I saw just a little bit, but I think that's always kind of an interesting matchup. What are the ins and outs in that anyway? Do you know kind of the story behind that? I don't. Are they cadets or do they have?
I mean, I don't know about them. I know some of the players obviously are, but yeah, I'm not sure. I just know it's been like a storied tradition, obviously, and it used to be played, and sometimes still is, in Philly. I don't know where the game was yesterday, but it used to be in Philly every year. And then at the vet, we had the whole incident where the railing broke and the cadets fell. So, yeah.
I remember that. I do remember that. And just one more thing before we take our caller, I do want to say that Vanderbilt made history, or more so, Sarah Fuller made history playing for Vanderbilt, becomes the first woman to score in a Power 5 college football game. So congrats to her.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely congrats to her. Like I said, and that's if, we can maybe talk about that later if you want to talk to the caller first. Because
sure, let's do it.
Yeah, okay.
We do have a caller here. Caller, who am I speaking with? What is up, Raider Scream? Nevada Nick, can you hear Scream?
No.
Let's see. Let's turn. We'll put a mic on yours, please. We're gonna connect him to the mic here. Maybe we should be able to hear him. Go ahead, Scream. Go ahead, Scream. Oh no, we're working on it. Keep chatting with us.
We got the celebration. I'll be departing here from Central Texas tomorrow afternoon, heading to Mississippi to meet up with Ty Brown's family and go through the celebration of life events that are taking place tomorrow. Tuesday morning, afternoon, and yeah.
Oh wow! So that's great that you get to be out there to support his family. We did send condolences and a card, but please tell Vic and his wife and everyone love from myself and Mother Moon.
I will, no problem. I prepared a whole bunch of holiday cards, so if I contacted y'all over the past 48 hours and some of y'all that have sent me patches or anything like that, I also prepared a holiday card for you and your family.
Oh, thank you.
Angela and your Mother Moon, y'all getting a card, that's
thank
for sure. And yeah, man, just looking forward to seeing this kickoff in about an hour, and hopefully we come out with this W.
Yeah. Do you have a prediction for us today? What do you think the score will be?
I kind of threw something out there on Facebook like 24, 30 hours ago. I'm predicting from the past 2 weeks, the trends is Indianapolis scoring about 20.5 points per game. So I'm going to give them 21, and hopefully I'm not even going to do the average of our 2 weeks because the Atlanta game was horrible.
No, don't do
But,
that.
yeah, but I'm going to give us 33.
Okay.
So that hopefully we pull out a win. All we need is 1 point above them, and I'll be happy, though.
Yeah, well, I agree. I definitely want a win as well. But I would definitely like to win by more than 1 point this week. That's for sure.
Yeah. Even last week was kind of like, damn, I mean, it's a W, so I ain't going to go against it. You know what I'm saying? I'll take the win by any means necessary. But that shit's too close, you know. We need to put a little distance between these teams, especially since they like playoff contending teams. You know,
Definitely.
We need to let the league know. You know.
Yeah, we're right there with them on the, like you said, we were talking about both being the Raiders being number 8, the Colts being number 7. So this is a huge game tomorrow. So Scream, we're gonna let you go. Let some other callers call in. Thank you for calling. Thank you for being part of the show. And please send our love to Ty Brown's family out there in Mississippi.
And you travel safely.
Yes.
Will do. Y'all keep doing y'all thing, and happy holidays to y'all.
All right.
Thank you to your
Likewise. Thank
family,
you.
Scream. Thank you so much. Take care.
All right, we're going to try to get some other callers in here. Vicky just joined us. Hey, Vicky, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Nice to see you in here. The number's still on the screen, so if you want to give us a call, please do. And Nevada Nick, do you just want to circle back and talk about
the Vanderbilt kicker?
Yeah.
So I actually played against a girl who was a kicker in high school, and it's a tough situation. Like for field goals and extra points. And I don't have a problem with it, but I know where it got tricky is when you got the kickoffs. Like,
Right.
you know, there were certain guys that said, all right, if you want to play football, we want to show you want to play football. And I don't think you should target somebody. But at the same point, you know, if I'm a guy who's on kickoff and I'm supposed to block somebody, you know with me, I would feel a little uncomfortable. You know, it's just, you know, human nature, you know. So it's a little bit tricky. I mean, but yeah, no, I know the one game I played, the girl was on kickoff and she got hit pretty hard and was out the rest of the game. And, you know, it's a tough situation. And I, you know, like I said, I sympathize with some of the football players of, like I said, if it's extra points and field goals, I don't have a problem with it. But when it gets to kickoff, I mean, look, if she can just boom it through to the thing where it just getting touchbacks, it's one thing. But when you get into the physicality part of it, you know, it would concern me a little bit.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I would like to say, I've never played football, but I would think I would like to be treated as a player and not
Mhm.
seen as a gender. With that saying, like, hit me like you would hit a player, not any less or any worse, though, I think is the key to that.
Right. And I
Right,
agree
like-
100%.
Yeah. So, you know, with that said, it's going to be interesting to see. I think more females will start to play. This isn't the first female to play football, college football, but you know, at this level, I think is the difference here. I kind of predict seeing a woman being a quarterback at a top school. To be honest, I think, you know, you don't get hit a lot there. I know you would still get sacked at times though, but it would actually be interesting to watch just from the intel level to see a female play that position, I think.
Well, and you've seen it at younger ages where
Right.
I know there was that one girl who was viral a couple years ago playing running back and just was,
Right.
you know, killing kids. Yeah. So, I mean, like, I know it's prevalent in wrestling and, you know, you see girls that are wrestling guys. And I know from a guy standpoint, it's tough because, like, you're in a lose-lose situation. You know, if you win, you beat a girl. If you lose, you lost to a girl. And
Right.
it's, you know, so and that's just being honest. I'm not trying to be
No, it's an interesting point
insensitive
of
or
view.
anything.
No,
Yeah.
I think it's an interesting point of view because it's not something that I think of. It doesn't pop into my mind, you know. So I think it's an interesting point of view. I know over the past, gosh, I've lost track of time. So not this past summer, I guess last year, Carly Lloyd, she's a U.S. Women's national team footballer, and she was kicking like 50-yard field goals and stuff and just like booting them straight through.
Yeah,
And-
she did that in Philly because she's from
Yeah,
Jersey. So
right,
it
yeah,
was
yeah,
in
yeah.
Philly, and she was just booting. No, and look, I would not have a problem with something like that. And if you're capable and just as good as why not? I don't have a problem with that. Like I know when I played basketball as a kid, we had a girl on my travel all-star team and she was better than most of the guys. I mean, she was really good. Look, I got blocked by a girl one time playing all-stars and I remember, man, I didn't hear the end of it. But yeah, there's girls that can definitely play and hang with and in a lot of cases be better than the guys.
Yeah, so we just got some news here that just came literally across my desk. Jacobs is active today, but will not play, according to ESPN.
Wow.
So that's unfortunate, of course.
Why would he be active and not play, though? That's what I don't understand. That's kind of, because that's a roster spot. You could put somebody. Maybe they thought he was going to play, went out and tested it, and wasn't.
I guess Jacobs had announced it on his Instagram, but I don't think he noted the reason why. But we have a very special caller right now. I would like to bring my favorite, Lil Chucky Gruden, on the line. Lil Chucky Gruden, are you there?
Yep.
Hi, Lil Chucky Gruden. Are we going to win today?
We are.
Yeah, we are. Tell him, Coach. Tell him. What do we need to do to win today?
Let's get ramped up.
Yes. You heard it here. Raiders. Lil Chucky. Do you have, I know you come up with catchphrases for each team. Do you happen to have one for the Colts today? I think what were you calling Phillip Rivers? Yep. There you go. Cry me a river. There you go. Little Chucky is telling us that Phillip's a crybaby. Yeah. Let the Raiders beat the Colts. That is right. Which one is it? All right, let's turn them up. Can you turn the phone up just a little bit? Because the mic is all the way up. So, Little Chucky Gruden, we're going to beat the Colts. I saw your Little Chucky's corner yesterday. I'm knocking on wood because I am with you. If you haven't watched Little Chucky's corner, make sure to check that out and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Little Chucky Gruden, what else do you have to say to us?
How's everybody?
Oh, we're doing great. We're excited for this win today. Congratulations, your USC Trojans won. We are ready. And congrats to your Trojans, USC winning yesterday. Fight on. Victory. I'm putting up the victory for you. Fight on.
Guess who won? Guess who won last night? USC won last night. Fight on.
That's right. Fight on. Congratulations.
Little Chucky, what do you think the score is going to be today? What's
And
your prediction?
today, Raiders are gonna win.
That's it. That's his prediction. All right, Little Chucky Gruden. Well, thank you for calling in. We appreciate it. Send us some videos. We're excited for today's game.
Go Raiders!
Go Raiders! All right.
Would you with me?
Knock, knock, knock.
Angela.
Bye, Little Chucky.
Everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good
See
game
you,
today.
Chucky.
Bye, love.
Bye, Ready Savage.
Bye, Ready Savage.
Let's see if we can do it.
Wait a minute. He said bye, Raider Savage.
Bye,
Savage, you got
Raider
something to say,
Savage.
Little Chucky?
Oh yeah, bye, little Chucky. Oh yeah.
Okay, that kid's a star in the making.
I know, isn't he? All right, everybody. That was my favorite, all of our favorites, I think. Little Chucky Gruden. I do have Raider Savage today. Maybe I can also put Little Chucky Gruden's. I should have Little Chucky Gruden's necklace on too. I know Mother Moon has the knock on wood if you're with me shirt. When you want to show everyone your shirt? Oh, yes, she does. Well, get on in here. I got the Savage shirt and Mother Moon got the Little Chucky shirt.
No, there it is.
Get in here. That's gonna be the thumbnail for that YouTube decides the size of the pick. For some reason, thumbnail always seems to pick the shot where like I'm blinking or my tongue is sticking out or something like that. But yes, thank you for your call. Anything else, Nevada Nick, that you have for today's game while we wait for some more callers here? Call in, everyone. If you want to call in, 510-394-4409.
Obviously, you just brought up Josh Jacobs. I mean, that is a big deal in my mind. And if he doesn't play, and that's because I did see that they said it was on Instagram. He said he wasn't going to play, but Adam Schefter said he was active. So I don't know if it's a disciplinary reason or what's going on. But that's a big impact. I'll be honest with you, kind of makes me feel a little bit different about the game too.
Oh no! Do you have a new prediction?
I mean, look, Booker. I like Booker, but I think he's a complimentary back. He complements Josh Jacobs really well. I don't think he is. It's going to put a lot more pressure on Derek Carr. But I mean, they are getting Trent Brown back, so I'll stick with the Raiders. But it makes me nervous. Now I'm getting the anxiety you woke up with.
Okay, you have it now because you have the money.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I wouldn't bet the game, put money on it because I think it is too. But I want to see the Raiders win for everybody. And like with me, I root for fan bases. I really do. Like, I root for the Raiders. It's been a long time. Last year, I did root for. Sorry, but I rooted for the Chiefs because I love Andy Reid. Andy turned around the Eagles from all I knew was no playoff success when I was a kid, and then Andy Reid came aboard and completely changed my franchise around. So Andy always has a special place in my heart. So I did root for Andy last year. I got to be honest.
Okay, no worries. We can still be friends. Just don't let that happen too often.
Not anymore, though. It's not now. He got his championship now. I want the the Chiefs to lose every week. So
there we go.
He got his title.
Perfect. So little Chucky Gruden's doubling down. Raiders for the win. And I think this was I think Vicky put this up while little Chucky Gruden was singing Cry Me a River. I'm sure all his kids. So yes, we can see the sentiment here. Definitely what we have with our feelings for opposing teams. We're actually being nice though as Raider fans. Like I wonder if once we get back into the stands, if we'll be a little nicer.
You
no,
wonder. She's not called spicy for no reason.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I had to put I think I told you this before, but I had to put myself on a timeout. Well, I don't know. I think actually Mother Moon might have put me on a timeout. No, I put myself on the first timeout, and she had to put me on the second timeout.
The game was over. We're all having dinner. There's about 15 of us, and I was like, "Oh no, not at the dinner table. You are on a timeout." She had to leave the table,
go down to the bar.
Now, aren't you guys curious too to what what it's going to be like in the new stadium, obviously, because it's going to be different. You know that, obviously, going from Oakland to Vegas. So I'm sure you're curious about that, too. And I think you're going to deal with a lot of other teams' fans, because Vegas is going to be the place to go to if you're, traveling-wise for other teams. I know Philly, it's going to be huge. I think you might see 10 Philadelphia Eagles fans out there next year, unfortunately, for you guys.
I feel like we got a bit of what will be like in the new Raiders stadium in Atlanta. The Raiders fans, I mean, you saw it on TV. It was embarrassing when they put, besides myself and Mother Moon, we were up dancing. But when they put the camera on other Raiders fans, they are literally sitting there bored, sitting, by the way, first of all, sitting, hello, no. And staring at their phones, looking bored. Like, you wouldn't catch that at an Oakland Raiders game. We're standing the entire time. We're chanting. I don't care what the score is, what the record is.
Yep.
And I feel like that was a glimpse of it. Also, as we were walking in, besides myself, Mother Moon, little Chucky Gruden, and whoever else was with us yelling Raiders like we do, it was silent. And it was even mostly Raiders fans. I mean,
Yeah, I had to actually
So-
remind the Raider fans, this is what we do. Come on now. Everybody, when I say Raiders, you say Raiders. And so it got a few people going, but
right.
it was interesting.
And then you can tell there was some people, both male and female, that were there just to be seen, if you will, or to say they
Mm.
were at a stadium. I'm not mad at people trying to look cute. I like style, men and women, but you can tell they were kind of dressed just to do their Instagram photos. They didn't care about the
Mm.
football game.
Wow.
So I kept saying, I was like, I feel like this is how it's going to be in Vegas this year. And to your point, opposing teams fans heavily as well.
Well, and it's corporate too. You know, when you have the big
Right.
luxury boxes and all that, you do get that corporate feel. Like I know in Philly, if somebody's not cheering, they get they get mad. Fans get mad at the other fans. They'll be like, stand up, cheer, be loud.
Right.
Like that's
Yeah,
why they,
that's us in Oakland.
yeah, no, it can. You don't want to go to Philly and be, sitting down and, they'll start throwing things at you and tell you, let's go cheer, get it. Like I've seen it before. It can get ugly in Philly.
Yeah, definitely. So it looks like Jacobs just put on his Insta story. It just says, "Sorry guys, I'm not playing today," but followed by 3 crying laugh face emojis. So something went down that he's not
Yep.
happy with. And
I
not
gotta
sure
wonder
what
maybe if he thinks he can play and medical shutting him down, or it's like we said, if it's I can't get the word out
Disciplinary?
properly. Sorry, we all have those words. I'm struggling with that today. Yeah, if it's that, I don't know. Maybe there was some kind of COVID protocol. Who knows? In 2020.
Yeah.
But you do get Trent Brown back though today, and I know he's
Yes.
not a fan favorite, but he's a good lineman, and you don't
did a good
you don't
job, he's my
teach
favorite.
6'8". Yeah, he has. You don't teach 6'8", 360 pounds. So
Right.
it's gonna help. That'll help too.
Yeah, and I think when you say he's not a quote unquote fan favorite, it's more just because we're disappointed because we want that 6'8", 350 pounds on the field, and we're disappointed that he hasn't been. So
Right.
yeah, I mean, for him to turn up today will be huge. They always say next man up. Booker's going to
Right.
have to step up. I think he does a good job. I'm not mad at Booker. Of course, not having Josh Jacobs is huge, but I really think that Booker can kind of fill the void there.
Right. And I think a lot of people too were disappointed in Brown with that whole COVID situation.
Right.
Where
Oh, of
when he
course.
took his tracker, I mean, with the
That
money
was just
he's being
that was
paid.
just irresponsible.
Yeah, you took the word right out of my mouth. That's exactly what it was. And when you're getting paid the amount of money they are getting, paid, you need just to be more responsible, 100%.
Definitely. Honestly, I mean, to me, that's a breach of contract.
Yeah,
If
selfish
you-
too.
Right. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're going to see if we get any more callers here. We have about 12 minutes left in the show. I think it's almost time for me to take some shots. Are you trying to do what Stiz was doing earlier there with your jacket?
Yeah, it's a tick of mine. I don't know what it is. I always wear track jackets and I do it all the time.
No worries. Let's see. We have some other news coming here. He followed in that story with quote unquote a lot of hot fantasy owners. Ooh, there is some drama going down, and I am here for it. But
Yeah.
where's my popcorn?
Yeah. Well, because it's playoffs for fantasies right now. So you probably had a lot of people who were assuming Josh Jacobs was playing and starting them, and now you need to drop them or go find somebody that's going to start at 4:00 or Monday night or Sunday night, and some guys aren't available. So yeah, that's not gonna go over well.
I'm just here on Instagram.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Get your
Okay.
pot and your thing too, so you can.
Wow. I'm not going to say it's a conspiracy, but something's going on. Something's
Oh.
happening.
More will come out too. It's preliminary right now, so I'm sure. And that he does it before the team announces it too. I'm kind of curious to see how this plays out. We'll see.
Captain. My bad. I was saying.
Man.
No. That's fine. I was going to say someone just handed me a shot, and I don't know what it is. What is it? It's a surprise.
Goes with popcorn.
Oh my gosh. What was that? Warm vodka? That was warm vodka.
Man,
Wait.
no wine tonight. You're going. Oh, you do have wine too, right? Or is that water?
Oh, well, no, this is water.
Okay.
This is cerveza.
Let's hope
But-
they win because it might get, you might go into timeout again if you start drinking too much and the game doesn't go well.
Yeah, that's true. I was gonna say we are planning on doing a post-game show. So planning meaning if how, how the game because nobody wants to see Santangela do a post-game show, especially if it's a loss that happened in Atlanta. Like nobody needs to see that.
No.
No.
So now you are going to the game against the Dolphins, you said, correct?
Well, no, not exactly. We are going to Vegas, but there's still
okay.
no fans in the stands.
Right. So, but you'll be in Vegas for the game.
We'll be in Vegas. Yes, Tommy Rockers is going to have a watch party like they always do. By the way, shout out to Tommy Rockers, who's been really embraced the Raiders. I almost said Oakland Raiders. I'm gonna go with that. Who's really embraced the Oakland Raiders culture. They've hung all of the booster clubs and different fan groups and things flags in their restaurant or in their bar. It's a restaurant and bar / I think maybe strip club.
bar.
Anyway, and they've also put like a wall with everyone's patches and things like that. So they're really kind of embracing that. So shout out to them, Tommy Rockers. If you're in Vegas, make sure to swing by any game, any and every game.
Yeah, like I said, I can't wait to get there. I don't know when it's going to be yet, but they'll announce that in April. But I do know, obviously, the Eagles are in Vegas next year, so I'm excited to get there.
We'll be there. We have another prediction here, 25-35. So hopefully everyone's saying the Raiders are going to win because, well, we all Raiders fans. But I actually think they will. You know me, Nick. I call it like I see it. I don't.
You do.
You know,
You're very real with that. You are.
I try to be a realist. I try not to weigh too much one way or the other. I really do see the Raiders pulling this out today. I think they know the importance of it. It is like I said, it is a home game, and I didn't watch Carr's any of his press conferences this week. I usually do, but sometimes he could say things that irritate me just a little bit. So I try to keep that distraction, if you will, for my feelings about the game out of my head. I don't think he means any harm when he says some of the things he says, but sometimes it just comes off the wrong way.
Right.
So I don't know what that said. I don't know what his feeling is going into today's game, but it's got to be like his career almost. Maybe that's a bit dramatic, but almost like it's a career game for him.
No, I agree. I mean, the one time they made the playoffs with him, he was hurt and couldn't play. So you're in what, year 7, is it, of Derek Carr?
7, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you want to have a playoff run. Especially when last year you're 6-4 and you have your failures, obviously. Now here you are again. But that's one position I think you have a pretty good advantage. I mean, I would take Derek Carr over Phillip Rivers at this point in their career right now, every day of the week, obviously. So, and DC.
I would say any year, but.
Yeah, I mean, it's close. I mean, Rivers has had a nice career, but yeah, I mean, like, especially where they're at in their careers now. Yeah, I mean, DC's been pretty good this year. He just needs to fix some of the turnovers. And like I said before, I think with leadership sometimes with him, he could do a little better.
Oh, yeah, I would 100% agree with that. The Chiefs are up 30-10 now with about approaching 2 minutes left in the third quarter. So hopefully they can hold on to that win. The Chiefs are winning. Why are you making me say it more than once?
But, yeah, that would be good because then the Dolphins would be 8-5, which,
Right.
and if the Raiders can win today, you would be 8-5. And the Dolphins still have to play the Patriots, obviously, at the Raiders, and then they end with the Bills with the last game of the year. So they got some tough games too. So, that is probably one of the teams you should obviously play them head to head as well as one of the teams you can leapfrog.
Definitely. And now this is actually my most, I guess, for me, it's the most exciting part of the season where I actually do watch a little more football outside of the Raiders and other teams that are relevant to the Raiders getting into the playoffs. So, hey, whoever whatever team wins will benefit the Raiders. I am a fan of them for that moment. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and you'll have an advantage going into that Dolphins game too, because obviously, like we said, you play the Chargers Thursday this week. So you'll have that 10-day break, which should be good. And like I said, I think that's going to be the game of the year. I mean, obviously, they'll still have to handle their business if they win that game in week 17, but that Raiders-Dolphins game is going to, I really think, going to be to get into the playoffs.
I agree. All right, Nevada Nick. Well, thank you so much for joining today. I always love your insight. You're so like on point with you're so informative, but always on point too. And I mean, you, like I said, you know the ins and outs of everything. So thank you for being on our show. We appreciate you.
Yeah. And after this win, we're gonna bet.
Yes, we're betting on 26.
Sounds good.
I got the itch. So
Yeah. All right, guys.
Bye.
thank you. Take care.
All right. So that was Nevada Nick, of course. I just want to thank him again. And before we go out, I want to thank all of our viewers for being online here watching today. Let me just shout all of you out again. Garrett, Patrick, Little Chucky Gruden, Vicky, Doug Rodriguez. What's up? I didn't even see you in here when you came in. Oakland Raiders Savage, Demon Child, of course, Mr. Matter of Fact, Thor, and Omar. Everyone that was in here at the beginning of the show. And I just want to make a couple announcements here. I want to say our home tailgate, La Familia Tailgaters, is doing a toy drive. So if you have anything that you would like to donate to the toy drive, whether it be a toy or monetarily, you can reach out to me. The details aren't fully in yet, but we definitely want to help. This is for our local Oakland. I think they usually do Children's Hospital. I don't know if they're going to still be able to do that, but we've got some toys coming in already. Woo! So you know how happy my friend Georges makes me back here. He's dressed as Tupac today, by the way. He was feeling a little gangster back there. But so yeah, like we have all these donations already. I know little Chucky Gruden, we gave him one of these and it makes him so happy. And I hope it makes all kids so happy. Look how cute they are. So yes, contact me if you want to donate, La Familia Tailgaters. And also, I want to wish my friend Raiderina a very happy birthday. Her birthday was it yesterday? It was very recent. Was it yesterday? I'm blurring the days together, but it was very recent. So happy birthday, Raiderina. If you haven't followed her on Instagram, make sure to do that as well. Yes, and also if you'd like to make a donation to Ty Brown's family, Vic Bad Guy has put that on his page, or if you just want to send them a card or anything like that, his address or the family, I believe it's the family's address, is on Ty Brown's page or on Vic's page, correct?
Right, that's correct. And then also they are selling patches, and 100% of those patches will go to Ty's family.
Yes, get your patch. Vic
Memorial
Bad Guy, he designed them. They have Ty's cute little face on them and a little torch, a little flame, eternal flame over the eye, which I thought was super creative.
It's a great patch.
So yeah, log on, or excuse me, on Facebook, go to their page to order the patch. Or if you're not friends with them and you still want to support, reach out to me and I can get you the link as well. I think it's Bad Guy, Bad Girl Apparel.
Double D.
Yes, Double D. So we have a note here about Jacobs. It says, I'm just reading this. So Raiders running back Josh Jacobs appears to have been joking with the fantasy community and is now going through pregame warmups. Anyway, where was I? I'm here for it. I am here for it. Oh no. Who tweeted that? Who tweeted that, y'all? I don't know. Where did that come from? Okay. So there you have it. Maybe either something happened and he wasn't going to play and then Josh Jacobs went online, they changed their mind. Or It was all a joke. I have no idea. Let's hope to see. Oh, Adam Schefter's tweeted it. Okay, thank you. So who knows? Let's see how many minutes till kickoff here. So there might be some major drama going on for the time being. But anyway, are there any other announcements, Mother Moon? Have I forgotten anything?
I don't think you have. Just want to wish everybody a happy holidays. If we don't get to you by then, our travels to Vegas, not only Angela, Spicy, and myself are going. There will be somebody traveling
Oakland
with
Raider
us.
Savage.
Savage is going to be in the house, Oakland Raider Savage, and he's going to join and entertain the crowd. So look forward to seeing everybody. Oh, and all the Raiderettes.
Coming to you. What?
look
Let's
at
see. Can you
that.
see it? Sometimes you can see it. You can't really see it. Anyway, Josh Jacobs is in uniform, warming up.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what Instagram or whatnot that came from, but it looks like he's warming up. All right, everyone. Oh, and by the way, I mentioned Tommy Rockers.
Yes.
If you haven't already, they're open to every Raiders fan. So if you have patches or anything that you would like to contribute to their wall that they're dedicating to the Raiders fans, send it to them. Reach out to Donna Rocker on Facebook or Darlene. What's up, Darlene?
Hi, Dee.
We'll see you out there. Oh, and we're doing a special Raiderettes live show on the 26th before the game. It's probably gonna be a couple hour show because we got so many ladies we want to represent. This is gonna be an all Raiderette show. So make sure to look out for that. We'll have a promo
Pretty
coming out
excited
soon.
to have that show going on.
Yeah, this was Mother Moon's idea. She wants
I
to
know. I wanna-
empower the females.
That's right. We're going to do that. Tommy Rockers. And I'm sure we'll have all our Mr. Raiders supporting. So
Of course.
it's going to be exciting, I think, to see all the
I mean, what Raider fan, Mr. Raiders, if you will, wouldn't want to tune into an all Raider? You know, I wish I still I wish I still fit into that Raiderette costume. I could wear that for the show, but there's no
We might
way.
take it. We
There's-
might take it. Somebody might. fit
Somebody
into it.
might fit into it. Not gonna, unless I can lose a ton of weight and what? No, not happening. Anyway, we are going to go out one way and one way. I'm gonna let Moon do it because I still have popcorn in my mouth and I'll probably choke here. We go out one way and only one way. Red!
Our story, our story. Yes, I represent the nation. Our story, our story. Yes, I represent that nation. Our story. Raider Nation, our story. That's right. And I'm with Spicy Girl and that Mother Moon. La Familia. Mighty Thor and a Quiet Q. Super Hood. Omar. On the grill. And the B-Lot. Three amigos. Four brothers. Mr. Nicely Seasoned. What's the mariachis without Senior Raider? Representing just like the beginning Oakland Raider. Darlene and the Raider home. What a big logo. Chucky Gruded, my boss. Black Eyes. We're tailgaters. And it began on an autumn day. Right here in the OAK. California dreaming in that golden state. Alameda County right here in the Bay. And you could find me on that east side, yo. Representing that east side, oh. But no matter what, we represent the shield. Just like Anna in the band club Emeryville. Dedicated to the nation. Our story, our story. Dedicated to the nation. Our story, our story. Dedicated to the nation. Our story, our story. Raider Nation. Our story, our story. Yo, representing silver and the black, Mr. Matter of Fact, yo, is here. Without showing any pity from Oakland to Los Angeles to Vegas, all the way to Mexico City. And I represent the nation. Our story, our story. Yes, I represent the nation. Our story, our story. Yes, I represent that nation. Our story. Raider Nation, our story. Yo, this is my story and I represent it with the pride and the poor commitment to that excellence. I represent with noise. This is how I do it. The silver and the black, and I come into the track and I represent it. Matter of fact. And I'm cruising around with Hollywood Raider all around the town, and I just found out Raider Savage on the interstate. Raider de la Baja, yeah, orale. So get over here, cause we representing now. And that I don't win as a favorite. They gotta win as a breeze. They gotta win as a race. Dedicated to the nation. Our story, our story. Dedicated to the nation. Our story, our story. Dedicated to the nation. Our story, our story. Raider Nation. Our story, our story. Yo, represent representing silver and the black. Mr. Matter of Fact, yo, is here. Without showing any pity, from Oakland to Los Angeles to Vegas, all the way to Mexico City. And I represent that nation. Our story. Yes, I represent the nation. Our story. Yes, I represent that nation. Our story. Raider Nation. That's right. Mr. Matter of Fact is here.